Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Sims Medieval Pirates and Nobles expansion. And we are getting ready to dive back into Her Royal Majesty Queen Briar Rose's quarters and see what is happening in the Royal Review. But I had to take just a moment to admire the entry screen of The Sims Medieval again because it tells you so many things about what might lie ahead in our adventures. We are currently working on the New Beginnings, which is the only thing that we have unlocked so far. But when it comes to these other ones, it's really helping me to kind of glance through how we could start unlocking a whole bunch of these quest sets, is what I think they are. And that is by completing whatever we need to do under each of them, like their little specific requirements. So for this one, No Quest for the Weary, we need to complete 8 buildings in our kingdom. And then once we do that, we'll be able to have a whole new slew of quests, I believe. So I think that's how that works. Placing 11 buildings in one kingdom will unlock Imperial Domain. Ruling a kingdom is fun, but do you know what's more fun? Ruling an empire! It takes time to manifest destiny by the horns and ride in the outlying territories, expanding your lands as far as you can reach. So I'm really interested in this one too. What's this? Imperial Domain. Whoa! And you can see the kinds of things you can unlock once you start working with those. There's Best in Show, Safe and Sound, just so many different things. Fame-filled coffers, wealthy populace, hard workers, efficient expander. This is just so cool. We've obviously barely scratched the surface with Queen Briar Rose and her adventuring troupe. So I'm pretty excited to continue on, and I'm also very interested because I was poking the achievements book and noticing there are so many cool things. There's things about being bards, there's things about crafting armor, there's things about like placing hundreds of buildings. I guess that's like an achievement overall for multiple kingdoms. So I'm pretty curious about how it all works, but it's just so exciting to read through everything and just get this gigantic glimpse of what could lie ahead for us when it comes time to adventure within the kingdom. So let's go ahead and dive back in and resume our questing with Queen Briar Rose the Great. Where we left off, we were last checking over the docket of war crimes to see those scoundrels who have committed deep, awful war crimes, and we are actually putting them in the gallows, or I guess the stocks. We don't have gallows, we just have a marauding, like, a pit beast. That's what we've got. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right back in. And we're going to see, oh, look at that beautiful waterfall. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. If only I could take Her Majesty there, but we actually need to pop into the castle at the moment. And I do believe Her Majesty actually needs to send the guildsmen to the stocks. War criminals will get the punishment they so richly deserve. Let this be a lesson to all who reside in Mossstone. And I think that's quite important, but really, we shouldn't let Her Royal Majesty go hungry before she sends someone to the stocks. So I want to request Inesetta, there you are. Let us come over and we will request from Inesetta food. So let's call food and hope Inesetta doesn't put any poison in it. I very, very much am dubious about her. All right, so she's calling for food, and we are having a moment of listening to some comments from Buildmaster Randolph. Hopefully he approves of the renovations we have been doing within the castle. We must appear more royal, after all, and really live up to our royal name. Oh dear, I don't know what we just did to insult him. But hopefully we'll do well with that. I think he's not quite sure if that was the appropriate way to start spending the money in the coffers. But you know what? Her Royal Majesty wanted this area to look nice while she writes her royal documents. So let's go ahead and talk to Paula. And maybe just a brief gossip to kind of let out just one little note of irritation. She very deeply appreciates Randolph, but how could he question the Queen? So I think she'll go ahead, kind of talk with Paula to sort of question that. Oh my gosh, did you see the way he kind of glanced over his shoulder? I kind of feel like he's like, yes, so tensions between Her Majesty and Buildmaster Randolph are developing, are they? He looks like a gentleman who would be quite excited to find out this juicy bit of gossip that he can spread through the palace. Hopefully that won't make the very loyal and good-hearted Buildmaster Randolph suffer. In fact, I think he actually has like really cool traits. Loves his family, family. He's a little insecure, so I'm sure the court will actually kind of turn against him for that reason. And he's earthy. So altogether, I just think that Ranulph he's a good guy at heart, but he can be like a little bit literal. And it looks like we have been brought meat soup. So sweet, such a treat. All right, good. So we're going to go ahead and eat some meat soup that Inesetta has made. Who knows what kind of meat soup. Hopefully it's not some creepy meat. But she has made some meat soup. And we are going to go ahead and eat it. And then once we have a full stomach, I think that's when we can go outside and we'll actually send off the royal memoirs at the messenger post, or the messenger pigeon, as we should refer to it. In fact, here it is. Oh, there's a little kid! Hello! Hello, little lost girl. Oh, gosh. Little orphan Bethany. Oh, that would just be a plight that would pull right at the queen's heart. Of course we must go over. We must get to know this child and maybe even tell her a brief joke to try to lighten the burden that must be on this poor orphan's heart. The queen, after all, being an orphan, does have quite the soft spot for orphans, and this young girl appears to be an orphan of nobility, to be dressed in such a manner. So let us go and see how little orphan Bethany is doing, and then perhaps we shall make her like a lady's maid or something like that as time goes on. Or if she wants to even take up knighthood, I'm sure she could follow our loyal knight. But this is so cute. Oh, look at her royal majesty. Getting a good glimpse of a little orphan. That's just so sweet, if you ask me. The camera is so frustrating. I wish it was the Sims 3 camera, so I could get right in there as Her Majesty, Lady Briar Rose the Great, takes time out of her day to say hello to the young orphan. There we go. And we will go ahead. She has quite the deep voice for a child, so I wonder if that indicates a certain noble bearing that she has upon her shoulders. And I think little orphan Bethany, I feel like maybe a couple of our Sims have already kind of interacted with her, if I remember correctly. In fact, didn't she, like, ingrain herself into the goodwill of our bloodletter Karina? I could swear that we've seen Bethany around the place and we've tried to befriend her before. But the queen has never seen her. I'm almost feeling like she might be some sort of, like, young waif who may be of royal blood, but is quite clever and able to kind of disguise herself. So, depending on what happens with Bethany, when we make the spy, I might say that Bethany can be our spy. She'll be an orphaned young girl of noble heritage who also kind of was left on her own for too long, in a way, so she could kind of get around in town. She knows how to slip around to the markets and how to talk to people on the streets. Let's go ahead and tell her a story. We'll tell her the story of how we're orphans, too. Her Royal Majesty is quite adamant about sharing the story of the whales, after all. But we might say that Bethany can become one of our spies. That would be kind of cool. Send her to train with pirates. She could be like our secret spy. She also has a look to her where she could look like a young boy or a young girl. Bethany's a jokester too. I kind of love this idea. Young orphan Bethany becoming our spy. The Royal Majesty invites her in, unfortunately because her blood ties are gone, and perhaps because her land was taken, and that's why she's wandering around. Ill management from an uncle, a great uncle, who ended up kind of losing all of the property rights to Bethany's inheritance, and losing himself in the process, maybe just very ill luck, and got into some marketing foufouas, and legally he lost all of the property, even his own. And so Bethany doesn't really have any land or titles anymore, but she is of noble blood, so becoming our spy might actually be a fantastic way for Her Royal Majesty to look after this young orphan. I totally love this idea! No! Castle! Why, Castle? Let me down, I'm trying to take a good picture. It's one of my favorite hobbies in Sims. Back off, Castle. Okay, the castle's behaving. No! Let me down! I don't want a gargoyle's view down the queen's, like, shirt. Oh gosh, this is awkward. Excuse you, gargoyles! Alright, let's see. I can't... Nope! Okay, hang on, guys. Bear with me. Okay, that's it. Fine. Fine. See, we can't even get a good look at the young orphan. Can't even get a good look at the young orphan. because she's already marked for being a spy. Okay, good. Well, look how happy the queen is too. She's feeling focused from a job well done. She feels like the area is well decorated inside. Home is where the heart is. A yummy meal. Her Royal Majesty is in quite the wonderful royal mood. One with nature from being outside, and she has a new young friend. So we will attend to young Bethany. Let's go ahead and give her another gentle joke. Kind of, the queen probably is going to make a joke that she thinks is funny, and the court normally politely laughs at, and Bethany just kind of is like, okay then. I feel like Briar Rose does not have a very good sense of humor, basically. Her charisma is not used in humor. But alright, let's go ahead and we are going to send our memoirs by passenger pigeon. I love it. I love it. This too is also one of my favorite things about The Sims Medieval. So I'm quite excited about young Bethany's future. I don't know about you guys. Alright, so what do we do here? What do you think? What do you think, Your Majesty? Which pigeon looks plumpest? Able to escort your royal memoirs. Oh gosh, it's so cute. I love that. And then we'll even collect up these flowers because we're having a good day. And then we now must send the guildsmen to the stocks, but we have completed the royal memoirs part of this particular quest. We're doing very, very well with it, but we don't have to do everything. Yay! Wildflowers. We don't have to do everything all at once when it comes to these quests, because the faster you complete the quest, it can be really fun to get through them really quickly, but the faster you complete the quest, then the less you get to kind of like slow down and work on building experience with your various sims, and I want to kind of experience being the queen a bit longer, especially if I find ways to make a little bit of money. In fact, I do believe I said we were going to hold court last time, didn't I? So let's go ahead and enter. We shall enter the castle. There we go. And then let's actually come over. What time? 5 p.m. She's the queen. She can hold court when she wants. But we did just pick some lovely flowers. So I'm actually going to go ahead, try selling. Oh, man. Oh, my goody gosh. I have to sell them individually this way. Excuse you. Oh, no. I do not want to have to sell the flowers individually. That would take forever. Let's come up to the wildflowers. We'll have to go to the market. All right. Note to self. The queen wants to go to the market. But because she was just outside enjoying those lovely wildflowers, I do believe Her Royal Majesty might appreciate some royal flowers around her throne. I think that would be a good idea. So 300. And then these little bushes. We'll start with these teensy little bushes. And then we shall build our way up to a more grand display of floral conquest at some point in the future. So we're going to let the queen sit down. And she's going to hold court, as Her Majesty should today. And then I'm going to try to see if there's some more ways where I can earn more money for Her Royal Majesty. But until the petitioners arrive to court, I guess I'll just individually sell these flowers. Note to self, send Her Royal Majesty to the market. So that we can, in fact, that would actually go well with the royal review, because I'm sure Her Majesty wants to review what is available from the merchants, so that she might be able to do things like purchase new goods for, here we go. Is anyone going to come? I guess we'll call in the advisor. Is anyone going to come? Are there any petitions today? That's right, that's right. Paula? Look at that royal bearing. She has definitely had some practice at sitting like a queen. Oh, that's so cool. Paula, do you have anything to discuss? Oh, I love the expression. So haunting and beautiful. Oh, I could see how she inspires the people. All right, so we called the advisor in. Oh, here we go. Listen to petition. So there is a petition arriving. Excellent, excellent. Rise. Speak to Your Majesty. And we're very close to getting enough experience that she might actually be able to unlock something. I would like to have a female sheep from the royal flock. All of my ewes died. May I please have one? Grant an ewe. I cannot let my poor subjects' flock die out, or no ewe for you. The monarch must not be bothered with affairs of livestock. Let's go ahead and grant you. We're feeling pretty magnanimous today. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Lady Briar Rose's the Great's popularity has increased. Huzzah! Huzzah! We have given a man a sheep. There you go, Goodman Sheepman. What is even your name? He's Herbert the Serf. So good. Well, his flock won't die out now, and I feel quite proud. So our current abilities at level 5 as Briar Rose is the Mortal Blow special combat move is unlocked, Furious Onslaught combat tone unlocked, and fighting proficiency has increased. So I didn't know that Her Royal Majesty actually needs to be fighting fit, but it would be really cool to make her fighting fit for the sake of possibly going out and seeking pirate treasure in the future. If we're not able to line the royal coffers with whatever emerges from the fields and with whatever funds we're able to scrounge up from within the marketplace, then perhaps there are greater lost treasures to discover to bring back wealth and nobility to the great land of Mossstone. Hilary, the peasant, you may submit your petition. Yes, tell me all about it. I'm ruined! A freak frost suddenly descended upon my farm and destroyed all my tomatoes. Why does this keep happening to me? Frost at this time of year? A good farmer must be prepared for lean years. Natural disasters, even bizarrely localized ones such as yours, are bound to happen. Next year, your crops will be stronger. I don't know. Weirdly localized blizzards in the middle of this temperate weather, something just doesn't seem right. I would hate you to go without your world-famous... Oh, and she's world-famous tomatoes? I kind of want to help her out. But I don't know. 150 is a lot right now. We're going to help her out, but suspiciously, to the point where we wish we had a spy to be able to analyze this interesting farmyard issue. Thank you, Your Highness. This should replace my crops with just enough left over to buy a lucky horseshoe. You know, just in case. Lady Briar Rose's the Great's popularity has massively increased. Well now, perhaps that was worth it. I dare say that was enough good work for the day. We shall finish holding court now. I feel that was quite a bit of good work done. All right, and then let us go ahead. How are our, let's see, trait... Let's come over and just like discuss well hunting. Just because we can with the guard to perhaps indicate that Her Majesty is feeling a little bit restless. Can I actually have her like train? Maybe I can have her train in her weaponry. Because she currently has on a bunch of long swords and things like that. Let's see. Can I have her like sharpen the sword? Let's have her sharpen her sword. There we go. She's not very bloodthirsty, but I do think that she does like a good adventure. So what to do with Her Royal Majesty? It is getting quite late. In fact, is the sun setting yet? The sun is setting, so I think we'll send Her Royal Majesty out on a nice royal walk. Oh, who is this? Maid Celestria. Beautiful name. Beautiful maid. We'll send Her Royal Majesty out on a nice walk to the beach, because she does very much enjoy the beaches. So let's have her go here. And then we might kind of walk along the beaches, as she is oft wont to do. Can I not discover this? Rawr. Okay, we don't have the ability to discover anything here. Can I fish? Yes, I can fish. But we may do a little bit of fishing as we ponder the cycle of life. The way that a whale may eat one's parents, and you may eat the whale, even though I highly do not approve of that. Alright, so let's see. There's an evil whale. If it's an evil enchanted whale, that does kind of change the situation somewhat, if you ask me. Who is this? An urchin. Well, he's probably someone's kid, because it doesn't say he's an orphan, so we'll kind of let that pass. Yes, we are growing weary, but we shall ponder the ways of the world. Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh, those are leeches. That's what those are. Well, we don't need to collect the leeches right now, especially not weird saltwater leeches. However, we will allow Briar Rose to do just a pinch or two of fishing, and hopefully she can catch something we can sell. And then once we sell something, we can see if we have enough money to possibly go to the market next time. Briar Rose, You're literally standing in the ocean. But I think she's often wont to lose her track of time and just kind of stand there and think about the fate of her parents out at sea. It's understandable, considering, you know, whales ate her parents. She reminds everyone about it like every other breath, so might as well run with it. She got a herring! Huzzah! Oh, you only get one fish at a time. You only get one fish at a time, and it's only worth 9. Only worth 9. All right, that wasn't nearly as worth it as I was hoping it would be. Better to let Her Royal Majesty wander the not-so-royal fields and collect flowers instead, I think. But all right, guys, so we have actually worked very hard with Her Royal Majesty today. We have managed to serve a petition. We've managed to do quite a bit with her. And I think what we'll have her do today is, okay, now I have to remember how to do this. There we go. Is we're going to go ahead and just let her sleep. And then tomorrow we will actually work on this part of the quest where she needs to create an outfit from her dresser. So we shall carry on, and I shall see you all anon. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.